Hello plant friends, hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy and safe out there. So in this episode we are going to talk about my tips for gifting plants, right? So this will apply to whether or not you're giving to people who already love plants, or you're going to give a plant to a person who is going to love plants, right? So I have 5 tips for you guys, and the first tip is that it doesn't need to be expensive. Plant gifts do not need to be expensive. I think that a lot of people who own plants and have plants, a lot of their favorite plants are the ones that have these sentimental values, for some reason or another. I think about the plants that I love in my collection, the plants that I would never, sell or trade away, and that I would keep for a very, very long time, if not forever. A lot of those plants have stories behind them, right? They were either gifts, or they involved in a trade with a friend, right? Or, there's some story, some memorable thing about them that makes them more valuable to me personally than their monetary value. Okay, so just keep that in mind, is that whatever you're buying or gifting, it does not have to be expensive. My second tip is that pick a plant that's easy to care for, right? And this is especially true for if you're giving to a new plant parent, or a person that doesn't have any plants at all, and you're trying to get them into plants. Pick an easy plant. And like, how do you know if a plant is easy? Like, let's say that you personally are not into plants yourself. How do you know if a plant is easy? Go to Home Depot. Go to like Walmart, right? Go to a place that isn't specialized in plants, and pick a plant from there, right? Why? Because if those places can keep the plants alive, likely it's an easy plant, and likely your friend, or the person you're giving your plant to, likely they can keep it alive as well. Okay, so I recommend picking an easy plant, and a good way to figure that out is going to a place that doesn't specialize in plants, and getting a plant from there. There is a reason why common plants are common, right? And there's a reason why you see your Home Depot and your Walmart and some other big box stores, why they sort of stock the same types of plants, why you kind of see the same types of plants around. And the reason for this is that usually those plants are very easy to care for. Yeah, right? So that's my recommendation. Okay, my third tip is pick a fast growing plant, right? And this is especially important if you're trying to convince a friend or whoever you're giving this to get into plants, right? Like, when we see plants grow, super satisfying, right? Like, I remember that's how I got into plants, right? Like, my Monstera started like sprouting leaves. My regular Monstera just started sprouting leaves, and I'm like, oh my god, this is cool, right? I have a couple like hanging plants back there that that like I just keep because like they grow fast, and like that's really fun, right? So try to pick a fast growing plant. So how do you know that, like, what's basically a fast growing plant? Common plants that you see out there that vine, those are usually both easy and fast growing. Like pothos, for example, a lot of like philodendrons that you kind of find in these big box stores or nurseries. Usually they are really fast growing and also easy. Pick a fast growing plant, because like that's exciting. And then also, when a new leaf comes out, your friend or whoever you're giving it to might think of you. I don't know. My fourth tip, I think, applies more to people who already have plants, right? My fourth tip is to pick a plant or give them a plant that is similar to their other plants. That means that if your friend is into tropical plants, try to find them a tropical plant. If your friend is into like viney things, find them something like that. If your friend is, or the recipient is into cacti, find them a cacti. And the reason for this is that it usually makes you know, receiving and caring and keeping that plant alive a lot easier. So you see my place, I have a lot of tropical plants. If someone gave me a cacti, I don't know, like what, like I wouldn't know what to do with it, right? Like it would be out of sync with you know, my care regimen. It would be out of sync with my like decor, my vibe. It would be out of sync with my watering regimen, right? Like it would just be like it would be a little off, right? So if you're gonna give a plant to a person who already has a good collection, try to find something that like augments that collection, that fits into that collection, and not just like stand out like a sore thumb and be a little bit weird. Okay, so so that's my tip number 4, is try to, you know, pick a plant that is similar to stuff that they already have. My last and final tip for plant giving or giving plants is it's okay to give them something that is plant related but not a plant, right? Find them a like a, you know, like an art piece about plants. Oh, buy them a shirt about plants. You know, you can sort of like diverge away from actual plants and give them things that they need or want, or that can augment the vibe of their place without being an actual plant. You can buy them soil components if you want, right? Pots, I think pots are a little tricky. I think if you want to buy them some pots or decorative pots, just make sure that's something that they're into or that they like, because, you know, as like I talk about a lot about my plants, a lot of my plants are in just terracotta pots because, you know, that's what I use and I like. A lot of decorative pots are not terracotta, they're glazed or ceramic or something else, and that really would mess up with my care regimen and my watering regimen, just because a glazed pot or ceramic pot or something would act very different from a terracotta pot. So, you know, just know that that's a consideration. To wrap it up, those are my 5 recommendations for plant gift giving. 1, doesn't have to be expensive. 2, pick an easy plant. 3, pick a fast growing plant. 4 is pick a plant that's similar to what they already have in their collection. And then 5 is pick them something plant related, but not a plant. Oh, and if you like this shirt, it's on my Teespring, probably link down there somewhere, and also on my Amazon storefront. Right. And yeah, if you want to pick up a shirt and support the channel, that would be great. And until next time, happy planting.